You ever let a guy walk away and then wish more than anything that you could get him to come back? Hi, this is Mike Fiore, and in this short video, I'm going to show you how to use tiny little text messages sent from the cell phone you've got in your pocket or purse right now to get your ex-boyfriend to forgive you for everything you feel like you've done wrong, to forget once and for all about any other girl, and to do anything he has to wrap you in his arms again, begging for your forgiveness, fighting for your attention, and swearing up and down that getting back together is 100% his idea. In fact, even though this might sound impossible now, after you watch this video and do what it says, you'll be shocked at how quickly his attitude towards you changes, how he finds himself thinking about you, craving you, and even fantasizing about you all day long, how that horrible tightness, pain, and regret in your chest starts to fade away, how he calls you on the phone just to hear your voice, and finally, how he even begs you to get together to talk, flirts with you like he did when you first met, gives you all of his attention, and does everything he can to make you his again, and to make sure you never get away from him again. I'm going to teach you exactly what to do in just a moment. I shared a variation on this weird but shockingly effective boyfriend texting technique with Rachel Ray when I appeared on her nationally syndicated television show, and she said it gave her chills. But first, we need to talk about the tiny mistake you made without even knowing it that could keep you and your boyfriend from ever getting back together again. If you're like most women, your relationship and breakup probably followed a variation of this really depressing timeline. You broke up and told each other you were going to be friends, that you were still going to be close, and still were going to love each other in some way. But I think if you admit it, you'll realize you're not really friends at all now. All your friends and your family are probably telling you to give up and to move on, telling you things like there are other fish in the sea and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But while you're being miserable by yourself and going crazy wanting him, he's off with that cute girl from the office who you never liked in the first place. And ever since the breakup, you felt this crazy, overwhelming, obsessive desire for him. You've left long, rambling messages on his voicemail, saying all the things you think you should have said when you were together. You've texted him like crazy and felt like you were going to pull your hair out when he wouldn't text you back. You've apologized, begged, pleaded. You've asked his friends about him and freaked out at the idea of him seeing someone else. And you've done everything you could think of to try to get the relationship you had with him back. And no matter what you've done, what you said, how hard you apologized, how much you told him he was right or promised to change, it's been like ramming your head again and again into a brick wall. And I bet you're wondering, like so many women have before you, why? Why is it that the man who used to look at you with so much love and desire when you first got together won't even give you the time of day now? Why does he ignore you? Why doesn't he love you anymore when you can't stop thinking about him? And what can you do to heal that massive rift between you and finally convince him to give you another chance? To look at you again, touch you again, talk to you again, make you feel the way only he can make you feel? To answer that question, I need to reveal a few simple truths about the way relationships really work and about the way a man's romantic mind works that no one has ever told you before, and show you how to penetrate the wall he's put around his heart and hotwire his desire and love for you in a weird but staggeringly effective way, even if he swears he doesn't have any feelings for you now. First things first. Fact. The relationship you had with your boyfriend is dead, and it's never coming back. Okay, I know that sounds harsh, but it's actually pretty cool. Let me explain. If you're like most women, ever since you and your ex broke up, you've been doing everything you could to turn back the clock and get the relationship you had back. But honestly, trying to get your boyfriend back is like trying to perform emergency CPR on a corpse. Usually, it's just a big waste of time, and even when it works, it doesn't last. A few extra breaths at best, or you might become one of those couples who are constantly breaking up and getting back together and driving each other nuts. After helping women around the world, appearing on national television and radio, being interviewed by Time magazine, and going through some nasty breakups of my own, I once got dumped over email, I can tell you The moment you broke up, the relationship you and your boyfriend had was over forever. And as hard as it is to believe right now, that's actually a good thing. The fact is, if you handle it right, your old relationship ending isn't a tragedy. It's a huge opportunity to hit the reset button, create a more powerful love, and do things right. A way for you to move past all the pain and anger and create a devoted, passionate relationship that's stronger than ever, stronger than anyone thought it could be. After all, you and your boyfriend broke up for a reason, or maybe a lot of little reasons that just added up. And if you just try to get him back without addressing the reasons things ended deep in his mind at a true and primal level, you're doomed to end up right back where you are now. Alone, miserable, and desperate to see him and feel him again, while he moves on to find a girl who can satisfy his deep primal needs. That's the bad news. The good news is that even though you can't have your old relationship back, and you really don't want it anyway, you can use the simple methods I'm about to reveal to create a new and better relationship with him from day one. The relationship you were supposed to have, where you love each other, desire each other, talk openly and honestly, support each other, and just enjoy each other every day without even thinking about having another one of those fights. In other words, if you do it right, you can finally be happy together. But in order to have any chance at all to build this new romance with you, your boyfriend needs you to do 3 things. First, you need to erase the bad memories he has from the end of your relationship and remind him of the woman he fell in love with in the first place, the woman he can't resist, the woman he's truly meant to spend the rest of his life with. Like I said, your old relationship is gone. You need to get rid of all the pain and hurt and bad memories that are blocking his love for you. Second, you need to make him feel seen and understood by you in a way no other woman can possibly offer. Let him know that he's safe with you and give him permission to be who he truly is without fear of being judged. And third, you need to flat out seduce him. You need to cut past his rational mind and drag his sexual desire and focus onto you where it belongs so he can't even think of another woman. So how do you do all that? Well, as you've already proven to yourself, you don't do it by calling him up and leaving long, desperate voicemail messages. You don't do it by writing him long letters written in emotional language men just don't understand. You don't do it by just showing up places where you know he's going to be, flirting and playing with your hair. It might sound shocking, but the best way to crawl inside your ex-boyfriend's mind, erase all the built-up anger and hurt, and have him actually craving you, is by sending him certain text messages that crawl deep into his mind and that he can't help but respond to. Now, if you're like most women, you might be thinking, texting? I've already tried texting him, and no matter what I say to him, it doesn't work. But again, I'm not talking about texts where you beg or plead for him back, where you apologize profusely, act needy, and kill any attraction he may still have for you. I'm talking about simple, powerful texts that have been specifically designed and proven again and again to tickle the primal romantic center of his mind, that cut past the unfeeling act he puts up and let him feel how much he misses you, and that even if he doesn't respond right away, causes a simple idea to grow in his mind and to repeat itself over and over and over again. I made a mistake. I'll never find anyone like her, and I'll do anything to get her back. I shared just one of my simple texting techniques with Rachel Ray when I appeared on her show. Her jaw dropped open when I gave her a few of my magic texts to try, got every woman in the audience to gasp, and used a couple from the audience to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt how truly powerful this texting thing can be, and the astonishing effect it has on a man if you simply do it right. Plain and simple, and as weird as it sounds, sending the right, seemingly innocent texts to your ex-boyfriend can have a shocking and drastic impact on how he thinks about you, and will create an amazing, intimate channel between you that no one can interfere with. Why does it work so well? Because you already know him better than anyone else possibly could. And because by texting him the right way, you can feed him the kind of secret fantasies and emotional bait he's genetically programmed to respond to. Wherever he is, whenever you want, you can paint a smile across his face and build his desire for you to a fever pitch, no matter how hard he tries to resist. With the right text, you can remind him of why he fell for you in the first place and make him feel that overwhelming thrill he felt when you first kissed, that thrill that told him, this is the one. You can have secret conversations with him and create a private fantasy world where he can open up and be unapologetically romantic without feeling embarrassed or exposed. Do it right, and he won't be able to help but forgive you. Will see you as the sexiest, most desirable woman on the planet, the woman he's truly meant to be with. And will find himself dreaming of you, noticing how other women simply don't measure up to what he knows he can have with you, regretting ever letting you go for even a moment, and scheming about ways to win you back. All without you having to beg or plead, without slipping back into those old dangerous patterns that got you where you are now in the first place, without anyone else having to know or being able to interfere, and all by pushing a few buttons on your cell phone. When you think about it, you'll realize that when you use it right, texting is like an emotional Trojan horse, where you can send your boyfriend simple, safe texts that secretly appeal to his deepest desires and emotions and bring him back to you no matter how long he's been gone. Okay, Mike, I understand how powerful this is, and I see how I can use magical text messages to get him to forgive me and bring him back into my life, but how do I actually do it? Glad you asked, because I've got a really good answer for you. Like I said, my name is Michael Fiore. That's a picture of me right there. And I'd like to teach you, like I've taught thousands of women around the world, how to use tiny little text messages sent from the cell phone in your purse right now as a romantic tractor beam that sneaks directly into the sex, desire, and romance center of your boyfriend's brain, forcing him to focus on what he secretly loves about you and quite literally dragging him back into your life. And he'll do it with a huge smile on his face and convinced that calling you, seeing you, talking to you, touching you is 100% his idea. How? By introducing you to a simple step-by-step boyfriend getting back system I call Text Your Ex Back. Text Your Ex Back is a step-by-step system that uses tiny little text messages sent from your average cell phone to cause your ex-boyfriend to connect with you on a deep and primal level, to see you as the woman he's always wanted without you having to actually change at all, and to have him forgetting about any other woman in his life and moving mountains to get you to give things one more try. And you'll do it all literally at the push of a button. When you grab your copy of Text Your Ex Back today, you'll discover how to magnetically attract his attention no matter where he is, no matter how busy he is, how long it's been, or how angry it is, all by using the simple across-the-bow text no man can ignore, even if he won't respond to your text now. Next, you'll discover Text Judo, why hate and anger are not the opposite of love, and how to use your boyfriend's existing emotions against him to wake up the love and desire he's trying to deny. You'll learn how to use best of the relationship texts to mentally transport him back to the best times you ever had together. You'll be shocked at how eager he is to think about the good old days and how he starts wondering what it would feel like to hold you in his arms again. I'll show you how to use intimacy booster texts to open up his heart and give him the emotional support he secretly craves. He'll yearn for you when you send this simple message. You'll also discover the green-eyed monster text and how to use positive jealousy to have him ready to fight for you and feeling desperate for your affection. Emotional honesty texts are next. Think your guy isn't emotional? In Text Your Ex Back, I'll show you how to blow by the BS and get your boyfriend to tell you how he really, truly feels over text without ever worrying about stumbling over his words or coming on too strong. Emotional honesty texts are basically the nuclear bomb of ex-boyfriend seduction. I'll show you exactly what to do to literally bring tears to his eyes and have his whole body shuddering with desire for you just by saying 7 simple words. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. As you get into the more advanced material, you'll also discover why texting is the magic key to his libido, how to turn him on simply by tapping a few buttons with your thumbs, and the exact irresistible text that will crawl into his deepest sexual mind and have him thinking of you as a seductive goddess. Warning, don't be surprised if he drunk dials you or drunk texts you right after you send this text. And if the sex is wilder, hotter, and better than anything you've had in years when you get back together. You'll learn how to bury your old relationship with the fights and the anger and the yelling for good, and how to use tiny little texts to set the foundation for the loving, fun, sexy relationship you both deserve so you never have to go through breakup hell again. I'll also show you why radio silence is not a bad thing, and exactly what to do if you don't get a response. The magic transition from virtual to physical, and how to get him to chase you and suggest you get together for a coffee 100% on his own without you ever suggesting a thing. Here's the cool part. If you're anything like the thousands of women who have used this program already, you'll be blown away by how good he looks when he shows up at the coffee shop, how much work he put into looking strong and handsome for you, and the hopeful, romantic spark in his eye. Finally, you'll learn what to do after you get him back, and how to use texting to get him to literally shiver every time his phone vibrates. You'll use texting to set you up for more passion, desire, and love than you thought possible, and to give you the kind of relationship that makes your friends green with envy. Melanie from Ohio says, "When my boyfriend and I broke up, I was devastated. I thought I'd lost him forever, and he wouldn't talk to me no matter what I did. I used one of your intimacy booster texts and was shocked when he responded right away. We're talking again, and it's turning into more. Thank you, Michael." Stephanie from California says, "This thing is awesome. I used Text Your Ex Back, and suddenly my boyfriend is calling me, begging me to go out with him again. It feels amazing to have the shoe on the other foot. I might make him beg a little bit for more, though." And Teresa says, "Thank you, thank you, thank you. Text Your Ex Back worked when nothing else did." And those are just a few of the emails I receive every day from women and from guys after using this simple system. Can I promise you that you and your ex-boyfriend will live happily ever after just by using this system? Of course not. But I can promise you that if you grab this program and do what it says, you'll be able to open the door to his heart in a way you were never able to before. That you'll have a real chance of creating the kind of connection and love most couples only dream of. And that you'll know for once and for all whether you were truly meant to be. Okay. If you've watched this far through this video, it means you can feel how effective this is and how much you want this. So how do you get started? How much for the complete Text Your Ex Back system, plus my patented X texting formulas I promise you've never heard before? Honestly, it doesn't matter if he broke up with you yesterday or if you've been searching for a way to truly bring him back into your life for months or years. This is the only program like this in existence, so there's nothing to compare it to. I mean, sure, there are plenty of vague Get Your Ex Back programs out there that promise you the world but just give you vague advice about being more confident or being the fun girl he wants. But this is the only program in existence that does all the work for you, that takes away all the guesswork and the pressure to figure things out on your own. Text Your Ex Back shows you exactly what to say and when to say it, answers all of your questions, and makes it as easy as possible to get him back in your life and your arms and your bed. So let's just think of the alternatives you could try to get him back, or that you've already tried with embarrassing results. First, you could try to get him to agree to go to couples counseling with you. That will cost you at least $150 for each 1-hour session. But honestly, if you're watching this video, your chance to try to fix things with therapy and by talking them out is probably long gone. Next, you could try to buy him back into your life. You could try to surprise him by getting him a gift that shows him how you really feel and hope beyond hope that he'll take you back. But how is it going to feel when you find your hopes of a romantic reconciliation totally dashed, when he refuses to meet up with you, how much anger and hurt he keeps holding on to, and how little of an effect on him your gift actually has? You could try making a big production out of changing who you are for him. To do that, you'll have to go into debt to buy a new wardrobe, put on a big show of how much fun you're having without him, and basically try to trick him into thinking you're a whole new woman, the girl of his dreams. You'll cut your bank account to the bone doing this, and even if it works, it won't. Do you really want him falling for an act when there's an alternative that lets you get him back while being 100% you? Let me ask you a question. Do you love this man? Seriously, do you love him? Do you feel deep in your heart that he's the one, the man who was meant for you and you were meant for him? Do you know how rare that is? Do you know how low the odds are that you'll ever even meet another man like that again? Years from now, when you're looking back, when you find yourself still alone and looking, or worse yet, have settled for someone else, How are you going to feel if you could have gotten him back, gotten past the fights and the anger and the lies and the bull just by pushing a few buttons on your cell phone, and you didn't do it? It's hard for a lot of women to believe, but having a great relationship with a man, having the relationship your girlfriends are envious of, and where you wake up every day remembering how lucky you are, is really just about doing a few little things right. As I showed live on television on Rachel Ray, when I made every woman in the audience gasp and sent shivers down Rachel's spine, the techniques I teach in Texture X back work very well. And because I know how much it hurts right now, and because I want you to experience the results for yourself, I'm going to let you try out Texture X back at a price you're not going to believe. The regular retail price of Texture X back is just $97. Less than one new outfit you'll need to buy when you finally agree to go out on that blind date your friends keep trying to set you up on. That's going to be a disaster. And a lot less than it will cost you in money and self-respect if you let this man go without doing something right now. But you know what? I know $97 can seem like a lot of money to people sometimes, and I want to take away every barrier to you doing this and getting him back in your life. Everyone who's used Texture X back says it's a steal at $97, and my friends tell me the least I should sell the program for is $67. But I want to make this a real no-brainer for you. I want you to see how well it works for yourself. That's why, for a limited time, I'm willing to let you have the complete Texture X back system for just $47 today. Plus, if you act right now, and just to sweeten the pot, I'll also flat out give you the audio version of the training at no additional charge, so you can study up and plan your moves while at the gym, in the car, or anytime you've got your headphones. And I've got not one, not two, but 3 game-changing bonuses for you. Bonus number 1, Instant Forgiveness with Dr. Frederick Luskin. How to move past pain and anger, stop having the same fights again and again, and have your ex-boyfriend accept you and love you for who you are. Dr. Luskin is the world's foremost expert on forgiveness. He works at Stanford University in California, and I had to bust my butt to get him on the phone and share his secrets of forgiveness in relationships with you. This is an amazing 30-minute interview with Dr. Luskin, and I go deep into why people in relationships hold grudges and how to move past them with incredible speed. Bonus number 2 is my Infidelity Buster interview with Dr. Janet Hall. This is why men and women cheat in relationships and the fast, easy way to heal after infidelity quickly and without anger. Whether you were cheated on or whether you were the one who cheated, or if you're just worried about infidelity in your relationship, this 1-hour interview will give you the tools you need to essentially cheat-proof your relationship and make sure that your man is 100% focused on you. Third, you'll get my new Facebook Romance Secrets program absolutely free, a $47 value. Honestly, the folks I work with on these programs think I'm crazy for flat out giving you this program, but it's so cool I feel like I have to. Facebook Romance Secrets is a new program I've created that will allow you to seduce your man using Facebook and social media. As I say in the course, what you post on Facebook is the story you tell the world about yourself. And in this training, my friend Mike Hill and I will teach you how to tell a story that will have your boyfriend grinning from ear to ear. In Facebook Romance Secrets, you'll discover how to use simple little posts on your boyfriend's Facebook wall to rivet his attention and send sparks of anticipation through his body even when he's not at work. You'll learn about Facebook photos and how to comment on his pictures in a way that has his friends and family gushing over how you're the perfect woman for him. You'll discover how to get him to be unapologetically romantic with you and have him scheming up ways to make you feel adored. Facebook Romance Secrets is normally $47 all by itself, but I'd like to flat out give it to you just for trying out Texture X back today. Just to add it all up, as part of this special promotion, you'll get the Texture X back manual and complete program, a $97 value all by itself. The Texture X back audio recording, $37 all by itself and only available if you buy the original manual. My Instant Forgiveness interview with Dr. Frederick Luskin from Stanford University, $27 value all by itself. my Infidelity Buster interview with Dr. Janet Hall, another $27 value all by itself, and of course, Facebook Romance Secrets, a $47 value. That's over $235 of value, and I want to give it to you for just $47 today. All you have to do to get started is enter your email address and click the big, shiny, inviting Add to Cart button that just appeared below. You'll gain instant access to everything I just mentioned and will be texting your ex back tonight. As soon as you enter your email address and hit the Add to Cart button, you'll be brought to the ClickBank order page. You'll be able to process your order and will be able to download the complete Text Your Ex Back training just 2 short minutes from now. No waiting. You'll get the information right away so you can start using it right away. And of course, you're backed up by my You Get Romance or You Don't Pay guarantee. Here's how it works. Simply order today. Use the material. If you aren't blown away and if you don't get fantastic results, just email me or my staff within 60 short days for a complete no questions asked refund. No fine print, no BS. Listen, the way I like to do business and the way I was raised is if I'm not able to get you results, I personally don't think I deserve your money. I've been doing this for a little while now. I've helped a lot of people in their relationships using the various products that I sell. And the vast majority of folks come back to me and say, Michael, this was fantastic. It was worth 10 times the small amount you asked me to invest. But a small percentage do say, you know what? It's not for me. If that's you, if you try this out, if you look at it, if you test it out and it's not for you, simply let me know. I'll give you your money back and we'll part as friends. My goal here is to help you. And if I can't help you, I don't think I deserve your money. It really is that simple. But you really do have to act right now. I'm selling this program for just $47 as a market test, but I'm planning on raising or even doubling the price in the very near future. Why? Well, if you really love this man, I want to give you the tools you need to truly get him back and have the relationship you both deserve. And I want to help as many people as possible. But the weird thing is, the way for me to help more people might actually be to raise the price. See, so many women think that getting him back, getting the man of their dreams back, their boyfriend back, or their husband back has to be expensive and hard. It has to include a lot of therapy. It has to include a lot of money going out of their pockets. That you have to shell out a lot of money or change who you are. And when they hear that you can slip right past his emotional shields and have him crawling back to you for just such a low price, they just don't believe it. So I may need to raise the price of Text Your Ex Back so more women can benefit from this program. That's why you have to act right now in order to lock in the low $47 trial price. You've got a really simple choice to make here, and you really only have 3 options. Option 1 is to do nothing. Keep going the way you are now. Keep feeling that horrible pressure on your chest. Keep feeling that regret deep in your heart that you let him go and you can't get him back. Give up on the man you were meant to be with. Give up on your dreams of a life together. I think if you've watched this far in this video, it means what you've been doing so far just isn't working for you. It shows me that you want to change and you're willing to take action to make it happen. So really, just leaving right now isn't really an option. Option 2 is to try to fix this problem on your own. Take what you learned today in this video and try to figure out your own texts and hope for good results. You can try this, but I can tell you from experience and from horror stories I hear every day that the odds of your sending the wrong message and causing him to blow up at you, ignore you, or pull further away from you are very high if you just try to wing it. And then there's option 3. Risk nothing at all today. Grab the Text Your Ex Back training for just $47 today as part of this short-lived $47 trial offer. Go through the material, try out my tested and proven romantic texts, and get in line to be yet another of my growing success stories. And all you have to do to get started, again, is enter your email address and click the big, shiny, inviting Add to Cart button that just appeared below. You'll gain instant access to everything and will be texting your ex back tonight. I hope you can imagine this. I mean, just a few minutes from now, you can have all of the material laid out in front of you. You can go through it. You can go through the simple exercises I give you. You can prepare yourself, and you can send those simple texts. And you can discover for yourself how easy it is to get his attention again, to even get his love again. I want this for you. I hope you want this for yourself as well, and I hope that you will simply enter your email address and click the Add to Cart button below and let me help you to text your ex back. You still here? As you can imagine, I get a lot of questions about this program with all the national media attention I've been getting. So let me just answer some of the most common questions I've been asked about Text Your Ex Back and hopefully clear up any questions you might have. Question number one is, how quickly will I get Text Your Ex Back? A lot of folks write me and they say, Michael, I want this now, and I totally understand that. That's actually why I deliver Text Your Ex Back as a digital product. The way it works is basically that as soon as you hit the Add to Cart button below, you enter your email address, you hit Add to Cart, you'll be brought to the ClickBank checkout process, the ClickBank shopping cart. And after you enter your credit card information, we take all major credit cards as well as PayPal. You will be given a download link for all of the material. You'll be able to go to a link where you can download the Text Your Ex Back manual, as well as all of the audios and bonuses that I'm giving you today. In fact, really, if you do it, you'll be able to have all the material downloaded onto your computer within 2 short minutes from now. So really, there's no waiting. There's no having to wait for me to pack and ship something or send it off to you. You'll be able to start digging through the material. I know you want it right now, and that's why I want to make it so easy for you to get. Question number 2, what if it's been a long time since we broke up? Is it too late? No, it's not. This is actually a question I get a lot, both from men and from women. They say, Michael, it's been months, it's been years in some cases. I've actually had folks who have written me and said, Michael, it's been decades since we broke up. I miss my ex-wife so much. How do I get her back? How do I start a conversation with her? There's no time limit on this. And in fact, actually, it can work a little bit better sometimes if there's been a little bit of time to let things calm down a little bit, to let the anger that often accompanies a breakup calm down a little bit. So don't worry about that. If it's been a while, you're still in the game. You can still get them back. It's totally okay. Question number 3, what if she or he is already seeing someone else? This happens quite often. A lot of times folks do move on after a breakup, and I know it can be very, very painful. One of the great things about texting is that it's a way to kind of start a conversation with someone again in a very low commitment way. Calling someone up and saying, do you want to get together for coffee? That's a lot of pressure. It's really hard. It's, a very small amount of time. And with texting, since texting is so private, your man's not going to share his texts with the woman he is seeing. And if it's really important for you guys to get together again, then that makes sense to me. It makes sense for you to fight for that person. It makes sense for you to do what you have to get them back into your life. My girlfriend and I got together when she was actually out with someone else. She was on a date with someone else. They were on a date. They went to a party. We met. Her and I felt amazing attraction for each other, an amazing bond pretty much right off the bat. And we're together now 2 years later. And it was worth it. My friend there, we talked about it. It was okay. They weren't really going anywhere anyway. And to me, it was totally worth it to pursue her because there was so much potential love there, and there is so much love there now. So don't worry about if they're seeing someone else. This can still work for you. Question number 4, was I really on the Rachel Ray show? Yeah, I was. It was a really wacky experience, actually. And it's been a really great experience because it's allowed me the exposure to help so many more people. Thousands of people, millions of people actually saw me on the show when I was on it. And now I've helped so many people since then in their relationships using this wacky text messaging stuff. I was on the Rachel Ray show on February 14th of 2011 for another product of mine called Text the Romance Back, which is, similar kinds of material around building more romance, bringing that romance back into your relationship. It's actually completely different material than what you get in Text Your Ex Back, but around the same ideas. And it was a great experience. They actually flew me out to New York City. I was on the show with Rachel. It was great when I started reading some of the texts that I want to give you in Text Your Ex Back, and women and even men in the audience all started to shiver. My favorite story is when I walked backstage and this huge, 6'5", 300-pound bouncer guy backstage was like, Michael, I just sent those texts you said to my wife, and she wrote back right away. That was awesome. This stuff works. It's based in reality. The reason people love this stuff so much is because it's so easy to do, and I show you exactly what to do. I give you all of the details of what to do. There's really not a lot of thinking involved on your part. And so the Rachel Ray show, great time. Really enjoyed it. Question number 5, can you really trust my guarantee? Yes, and here's why. Obviously, we don't know each other yet. I actually personally hope that as we move forward, we're going to get to know each other better. You're going to, get my emails. You're going to go through the product. You're going to get to know me as a person and feel how sincere I am about really wanting to help you have a better relationship and have better relationships in general. And that really, the guarantee, the reason you can trust it is because it's not really done by me. It's done by clickbank.com. And they're a company that's been around for over 10 years now, and they process transactions like ours for many, 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 many different companies. They are a very big company, and it's out of my hands. If you want your money back, all you really have to do is go to ClickBank and say, I want my money back, and they'll give it to you. Now, personally, the number of people who ask for guarantees on my product or ask for refunds, very, very low. It does happen. A small number of people basically just decide, hey, this isn't for me. Some people do it because they buy it and with the intention of basically ripping me off, and I allow that. I get past that because I kind of feel like if I help enough people, it's worth that. So yes, you can trust my guarantee. It's really out of my hands, and it's my job to make you happy, not to cause you to be distrustful of me. Question number 6: does this stuff really work? Yeah, it does. I'm always shocked by how well it really does work. Every time I log into my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/michael.c.fiore, Fiore, there's more posts up there from men and from women saying, Michael, I used your stuff and cool stuff happened. And it's not magic. It's not like, hypnotism or anything like that. It's just simple facts of human psychology that I take advantage of. And using texting, what's great about it is you're connected to that person whenever you want to be. If they're across the country, you can text them. If they're in another country, you can text them. It does work. You can see testimonials that I've gotten. You can hear success stories. You can watch my clip on Rachel Ray. You can see whatever else I've done. It works really, really well. Does it work for every single person in the world? No. Nothing does, but it works for the vast majority. And if it doesn't work for you, you'll get a refund. Question number 7, who shouldn't buy this? I answer that question in a very simple way. Assholes shouldn't buy this. Sorry for swearing. I try not to in these videos in general, but I think it's worth it here. You should not buy this if you're emotionally or physically abusive towards your ex. If the reason you broke up was because you were mean to them. And you're going to continue to be mean. If you've changed, if you found a way to work past whatever issues were causing that, that's okay. But don't buy this if you feel like, you're doing it to get back at somebody, or you want to hurt somebody, or the reason you want them back is for your own ego. Please only get this product if you really sincerely love this person and really sincerely want them back into your life. I could talk about this all day, but I don't think we have to. Number 8, how fast will I get results? That's really going to vary for you. It depends on a lot of factors. I don't know every single detail of your relationship, and I can't say you are guaranteed to get a result within 10 minutes. A lot of people who use my material tell me they get a result, they get a response, and they start a conversation on the very first text. Will you get a result on the very first text? I don't know. It's possible you'll send that first text and we'll get nothing in response. It's possible you'll send that second text and we'll get nothing in response. But if you follow the system, if you do what I say, you'll have a really, really good chance of establishing that connection again and getting what you really want, which is that person back in your life. Those feelings are still there. If you still have those feelings for him, he probably still has at least some feelings for you. And the Text Your Ex Back system is designed to find those feelings, have him discover those feelings, and have them grow like a fire, like a bonfire in his heart. It works really, really well. I'm really happy about this program and the results it gets. Question number 9, I don't want this showing up on my credit card bill. It's embarrassing. I totally understand. Having Text Your Ex Back on your credit card bill, if a roommate or a friend or, your man even saw it, it could be a little weird. That's why it doesn't show up at all. You don't have to worry about that. What's going to show up on your credit card bill is clickbank.com. And they sell so many different kinds of material that there's no way someone's going to know, it was a Getting Your Ex Back program. So don't worry about that at all. And question number 10, is my credit card safe with you? Yeah, it is very safe with me because it's not with me personally. I do not personally handle the transactions at all. I'll never see your credit card number, ever. I'll never see your address or anything like that even. All I see is, your name that you bought the product, and that's kind of it. And all the credit card information is handled by ClickBank. So really, they're handling it. They're a big company. They're a very trustworthy company. They've never, to my knowledge, ever really, screwed anyone over or anything like that. They're very, very big on security. You can trust this. You can trust me. You can trust this. So there you go. All you have to do now to get started is enter your email address and click the big shiny inviting add to cart button that has appeared below. And like I said before, you'll gain instant access to everything, and you'll have the Text Your Ex Back system, the TXB manual, the audio that you can pop into your MP3 player, bring it to the gym tonight, listen to it. There's a lot of really deep stuff in there. There's actually a lot of stuff in there that I didn't even mention in this video. A lot of concepts and theories and ideas and things you can do to make your transition to a better relationship with this man much easier for you. But all you have to do now is enter your email address, click the add to cart button below, and complete your order. And you'll get the entire system. You'll find out for yourself how easy it is. And what do you have to lose? Nothing. Really, the risk is on me here. The risk is on me that you're going to try this and not like it and send it back, and I'll have to give you your money back. And that's okay. It's totally okay with me. I'm not here, the money is nice. It's nice to be able to make a living helping people. I love doing it. But it's not the primary reason I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I have a passion for helping you have the best relationship you can. Again, my name is Michael Fiore, and I hope I answered your questions, and I really hope we'll be able to develop a relationship together, that we'll be friends, that we'll be able to work together to really help you have a better relationship. So please, I really, really hope you will add to cart below and enter your email address. And if you don't, I hope you've enjoyed our time together. I certainly have. Thank you so much.